TenPoint Accuslide crank systems, we have a problem now and then where people are getting them hooked on the dry fire bar and jams up at the top and they're not sure what to do to take care of it. It's actually fairly simple. What happens in most instances is people, when they go to latch it on the string, will stop when they hear the click. That one click is the dry fire bar hooking onto the string, but it's not the latch that actually holds it back. What happens here, and this is where you really want to pay attention, is you don't want to just stop and listen to a click. Watch the safety. When the safety moves from fire back to safe, you're actually latched on the string itself. That's the important thing, and it eliminates the problem they begin with. So let's take a look and see what happens if you've hooked it on the dry fire and you cranked it back and it's stuck. As you can see, the bow is cocked, but it's hooked on the dry fire bar. It's not actually back on the latches, so it's not going to shoot. And the trigger assembly has jammed itself up against the bottom of the scope rail. Now, to take care of this is the exact same procedure you would use if you're decocking the bow at the end of the day. But it's going to take a little more effort because of the pressure that the dry fire bar and the string are causing on the bottom of the scope rail. So what you want to do, take your left thumb and put it onto this left side trigger latch. And you want to push forward, just like you're going to decock the bow. You want steady forward pressure on that latch release. It's not going to move, but you want to make sure you have pressure on it. Put in your crank handle and start cranking forward as though you're cocking the bow. You're going to take up the slack and you're just going to crank gently until that latch releases. Don't go any further. That's just enough to get off the pins. Now you can decock it back down, just like you would if you're done at the end of the day. At this point, put the bow into fire and push the assembly forward onto the string to latch it correctly. If by chance the reason that your string is hooked on the dry fire bar is because you forgot to load an arrow and you dry fired it, procedure is still the same. Push forward till you release the pins and then let it slide down. However, be aware, on the more powerful bows, dry firing the bow can bend these hook latches. And no matter what you do, you'll not be able to get the hook latches out of the way for the trigger assembly to slide past it. At that point, if you can't get that done, take it to your local service center. They can put it in a press, relax the pressure on the string, pull it through the trigger assembly and replace the latches for you.